Weird. It's saying sending data to Twitch still hasn't arrived. I don't know why. What's going
Mm,
on?
it's taking a while to start the room.
Um, yeah, I'm not sure.
Are we live actually? Or-
Yeah, on YouTube and Facebook for now.
okay.
But
Which,
well, the
uh,
main. Okay, no, it's working actually. All right, so it's good. We can. I just checked it on Twitch, and it seems to be working.
cool.
Yeah, it's fine. All right. So now we can start, and if people are gonna join, that would be great.
Mm,
We're gonna be talking about nutrition, health, our opinion, and to discover what our friend Catalin over here, how he sees these things, and yeah, we can learn. Maybe we are in the same situation. Who knows? So hello. Um,
hello. Thank you for having me, first of all.
yeah, thank you for coming, and thank you for your support and help. That really means a lot, uh,
It's my pleasure.
especially now in the beginning. And I hope to see you, to see ourselves in like a year or two or five from now, and we can look back to this moment and see like, wow, that was so different. Hopefully, right?
Exactly. Yeah,
Okay,
I
awesome.
agree.
So health, right? Very, very important because if we don't have health, then well, we don't have anything. So first question I would like to ask you is like, what do you understand through health, like in general?
Well, oh, it's a tough question for the beginning, but it depends from person to person, in my opinion. It could be that you are just in general healthy, you don't have any health issues, and then just focus on your maybe, let's say, well-being, mental health, and training. And for somebody else, could be that they have some health issue and they need to repair it somehow through diet or medication, you know. And then it's a different answer coming from these two persons. So in my context, I'm okay. I don't have any health issues, you know, and
That's great.
yeah, um, health for me. I understand something. It has to be related to well-being in general at the moment in this time of my life. Yeah. So it's health in my case is related to training and eating well and having enough rest. And yeah, I would say that that's it.
So
Uh,
we have physical exercise, nutrition, and sleep, like the three pillars. You would say that would be good.
yeah, yeah,
Okay, great.
I would say
Um,
that's reasonable.
Great. Well, that's good that you actually said sleep because I think it's very underrated for uh, a huge percentage of the population. You know,
Mm.
um, I would say most people, when you ask them about health, they just say, "Yeah, you have to eat salads and exercise or something and be positive." But I would like to think it's so much more than that. And I'm very happy that you said sleep. So since we have these three, which one would you like to start with diving into?
So we could, if you mentioned about sleep, and then we can start with sleep. Yeah,
All
of
right,
course.
perfect. Right, so let's talk about sleep. Um, what's your current approach to sleep as of recent?
No, actually, it's super easy for me just because I like to sleep a lot. So I like to get my 8 hours of sleep. That's for sure. But then there were some moments in my life when I was maybe too stressed or I had extra work to do when I couldn't get those hours in. So I had to I had to do something to compensate. You know, maybe during the day or trying to not overwork or something, or have just in general more relaxing time, But then I know for sure that sleep is a big problem, as you said, for a lot of people. For example, some people they just get 5-6 hours of sleep every night only, and over a long period of time, that could have some issues on your health. I'm not a doctor. I cannot say that for sure. It depends from person to person. But the one thing is for sure, you should have enough rest. And some people are fine with 6 hours, 7, 8. Some people again they need to get 10 hours. It's somehow I would say a personal choice, but I would say, in my opinion, that 7 hours should be in your goal.
So as of recent, you're embracing 8 hours a night,
Yeah,
and that would
I
be
would say so.
like in the past few weeks, few months, or have you been consistent with this sleep?
I'm usually consistent with sleep. I have like even like this how do you call it internal clock. I
Okay,
just
yeah,
go to sleep around 1 in the morning, and then I wake up automatically without any alarm many of the times. It just works for me. But then it depends. Um, this is happening now because I'm more relaxed and I don't have so much work to do in the last month. But if I think about in the past, for example, when I had to do much more work, then I had to set up my alarms. So I was trying to I don't know cut some activity, let's say social media before bedtime or something like that, or Netflix or whatever,
right,
uh, just to get an extra 1 hour of sleep because I knew that tomorrow I had to do something important. But then you see, this is how it works. If you know that you have a busy schedule, you should somehow plan in advance and make your schedule that get enough sleep because it's important for your performance as well. I'm sure that all of us we have heard about burnout,
yeah.
and that can happen to some of the people. So I know that there is a lot of crazy people out there. They just I don't know. They have like this crazy run, without sleep or like minimum sleep for a few months, and when they have some project or something like that. But you see, after this period, for sure you will have this burnout, and then you will have, let's say, 1 or 2 weeks or 3 weeks of relaxing when you're just gonna do almost nothing related to work and just sleep. So you will uh, recover some of the sleep. But in my opinion, it would be a better idea to not arrive to this moment and just try to make a schedule and cut some of the things that are not so important during the day and just go earlier to bed or sleep until later if possible. But so
And would you say it's
yeah,
important, like when you go to sleep, like the hour, or just 8 hours whenever?
now it depends because some people they just have different schedules. Like many hours they should start work. But what works for me the best is that I get uh, is in the morning. So I'm trying to have more hours of sleep during the early hours of the day, and then uh, maybe go a little bit later to sleep. Or
Right. So it depends on the person and their schedule, but the important bit is to have 8 hours and to plan before,
yeah,
so
eight
that
hours maybe is too much for a lot of types of workers out there. But let's say 7 hours. Yeah, okay, 7 hours should be enough.
7 hours.
What do you think? I
I would say
don't know how much do you get now.
I'm on you with that. Between 7 and 8 hours, I also focus on that. At least I
Mm.
like to see my stats. I use like a Fitbit kind of device, just literally just to track my sleep data, and I like to check every week to see my average, and if it's above 7, I'm happy with that.
Mhm.
And I also I feel great. Uh, yeah, it's very
Yeah,
important.
it's just if you feel not so great the next day or next week after not so long sleep, then you will see that you just don't feel great, and that's not good, and it's gonna impact many other things in your life.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Um, and have you? I'm curious. Like, have you tried, or have you had, periods in your life, maybe in the past few years, when you somehow couldn't get like consistent 8 hours, and you were getting like 5 or 6 or something like that?
There were some times when I was a student and working part time at the same time.
Yeah,
Um, then I was just tired, and it happened that I had to do, for example, to take an extra day of just relaxing because after 1 week of doing this, I was just tired.
yeah,
So you see, then there's a problem because I would just waste 1 day doing nothing, just because I was
yeah,
tired for an entire week. So it will always come after you. That's the thing. So
yeah. Of
maybe even
course.
after many, many, many years, it will come after you in some form. So if you can track somehow, it doesn't have to be an app or something sophisticated. Just
Yeah,
just the basics.
yeah. Nowadays, it's actually pretty easy. I mean, just install an app.
Exactly.
The phone pretty much has, an accelerometer in it. You put it on the bed, and it
Yeah,
it works. It works quite well actually. Um,
I agree.
yeah, I would also say sleep is crazy important, and I agree. 8 hours is great. A
Yeah.
lot of people recommend this, and it's actually easy. I mean, anyone can just test. Just sleep less and then see how you perform and compare.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just, for example, have you seen this, let's say, motivational speakers or some like mainstream figures that I would say they kind of promote less sleep because they have to do so much. Like,
Yeah,
I'm sure you have seen these kind of people. Somehow they manage it, but then I think they manage it maybe for 1 year or 2 years or 3 years, and then this thing as well with burnout, it will come. So just I would say just figure out what's the most important for you. If you have a really uh, big goal to achieve and you just don't have time to sleep, you have to put in the hours. You could do that if it's really like a really really important goal for you. But then you should think about what you're gonna do once you achieve this goal and how you're gonna recover yourself. You can do that, if it's a good trade.
I mean,
Um,
the thing is, yeah, I mean, the very famous example is just Elon Musk. In his interviews,
oh
he's
yeah,
just saying that he works, like, sometimes he had to work 22 hours a day. So basically, but then you see his performance. I mean, his results. Crazy, right?
yeah.
Um,
Uh,
so we could say he's
that's
like
kind of
the
an
amazing
extreme example.
exception or something. But I agree that there are people out there who promote that you should trade sleep for more productivity. Um, I
Hmm.
personally disagree on that, like, entirely, unless um, there's a case in which you have 3 kids and you have the 2 jobs, and then you have,
Yeah,
one
then
hour
you don't have a
for
choice.
your business, and then you want to sleep 8 hours. Well, in that case, if we are to have this scenario, then yes, I would say it's worth sacrificing 2 hours, because then you get like 3 times more productivity, right?
Hmm.
But if you have your entire day and then you sleep 5 hours, that's just well, that's just stupid in that case, right?
Yeah,
So we could say it depends on the situation at hand.
yeah. What can I say? You brought the example with Elon Musk. I can't imagine so much, but trying to do it, I would say that probably I would do the same as him, because what he has to do is important, for him and for many other people, for society in general. So I can understand why he cannot even sleep, or even if
Yeah.
he maybe has the time. I think his brain is working all the time.
Yeah, of course, and he
So
has a great team behind him. So
yeah.
it's in his businesses,
But
basically it's
then
a
I would like
24/7.
to say something else about this.
Yeah,
So
sure.
you brought the example with Elon Musk. This is a good example of a trade-off for work. Uh, uh, Trading your time for work. But then there is also the bad example when there is a lot of people, they don't trade this sleeping time for work or for something productive. They just trade it for social media, drinking, partying, whatever, and just
Yeah,
wasting a lot of time in general, being unhealthy. So
correct.
yeah,
So
that's not good.
right. So if we can if we agree that we can sacrifice sleep in the short term in case, if we work on a goal for the long run. But
Exactly. That's what I.
otherwise, yeah, okay, I agree. So we're on the same page on that. Okay, so sleep length 7-8 hours, great. And we only sacrifice sleep just in very specific cases.
It's just let's just put it in other words, for like very simple words for everybody to understand. Just imagine you are a phone, right? You need to be charged constantly, and the more you are charging this phone like without a proper schedule, the battery just drains much worse way than you would charge it as per instructions, from the
Right, right.
manufacturer. So then it will just break up much sooner than expected. It's just
Yeah,
the same. We need to recharge our batteries properly.
yeah, of course, of course. I've heard this. I think I'm not sure 100%, but I think Jordan Peterson would say that during the day it's a process of destruction, and during sleeping it's a process of like reconstruction.
Mm.
So it's like the gym, right? Because
Yeah,
it's interesting. A lot of people don't know or they don't realize, but when you go to the gym, you literally go to destroy your body on purpose. So
yeah,
like that's what actually happening. And then during sleep, that's why you cannot miss any of the three. You need the sleep, the nutrition, and the exercise. So if we take out the sleep, then well, the body doesn't have any time to rebuild, right?
yeah.
So it's a very crucial step for so many aspects in life.
Especially if you're training. I know for a fact that when you train, you need much more hours of sleep. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, for sure. I mean, I think there have been done some people have been doing some experiments in which they would do the same things, but then they would only change the sleep. So they change one variable, and they would sleep like 5 hours versus 8, and their
mm,
like uh, progress with the gym and with their bodies would be significantly diminished actually,
yeah.
which makes a lot of sense. But at least there's some proof and data out there. So since we kind of transitioned a little bit towards exercise, now we know that exercise is very tied with sleep,
Sure, yeah.
right? Um, and so what about that? Do you currently do any exercise since the lockdowns and whatnot?
Well, actually, I'm a little bit of ashamed of myself. I'm not doing much of the exercises I proposed myself to do. Uh, it's just because I'm missing the gym. It's been
Yeah,
closed since November or something like that. And yeah,
yeah, yeah.
just training sometimes at home, just push-ups and all that.
That's great.
But still, it's not enough. And I would need to do much more than that. There is some YouTubers that have this training schedules for home you can follow, but
Yeah.
just I don't know, it just doesn't feel the same as with weights and all these machines. I just
Mhm.
it's more like for maintaining, but not really for building some strength or performance or muscle or mass or something. So
Yeah, for sure.
yeah,
At home
not
with
satisfying, you know.
your Yeah, yeah, I understand. But I think it's great that you are doing, even for maintenance, because that's crucial to move our bodies, even even if it's just 5 minutes of just running
Yeah,
around or even taking a walk, right? Like some
depends
people
on your
improve a
goal.
lot.
If you need to lose weight, then I would say that if you have to stay inside your house, then it's kind of hard unless you have some bicycle machine to burn calories or something, you know. Because yeah, but I would say that even if you walk like a lot of kilometers, you can just walk and you can actually burn a lot of calories. So
Yeah,
you don't have to go crazy for if you cannot run or something, you know, because it's really too cold outside or you have some joint issues. You don't have to. Actually, a lot of people underestimate the power of just walking, you know.
yeah. Or just
So
moving in general, right?
yeah, exactly. You just need to move, you know. So
Yeah.
it's
But
at least
I can
something.
understand that you like the gym, um, because
Yeah,
it seems like your goal would be to improve your muscle mass, right?
exactly. Yeah. This is how I started going to the gym. It's maybe I would say maybe 12, 13 years ago first
13 years ago.
when I first
Wow.
stepped in the gym when I was high school, maybe the first year or something.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah. So I just went there because I was super skinny, you know. So I had to do something. Mm,
Yeah.
just eating, you know, it doesn't work out because maybe then you
Of
just
course.
in
Yeah.
these early ages you just maybe gain a bit of fat on your belly, but that's it. No muscle mass or something like that.
Right. And did you go
So
alone or
I had actually one or two guys. I was going uh, with them a few times, but then I went alone when I understood kind of how things work,
yeah,
you know.
that's nice that you
And
had someone to show you, to push you a little bit.
yeah, and then I had a personal trainer maybe for 2 months or something like that to show me some of the exercises, you know. And it just stick with me since then. I had actually a lot of breaks from my training, you know, like some of them very long, a lot of months, you know, close to 1 year or something like that. But I have always did something for my training, if it's at home or in the gym or just I don't know, when I was traveling, just find some rocks or something and just lift them or do something.
Right.
Uh, it just stick with me since then. So yeah, I was never interested in performance, like to build a lot of muscle mass or something like that. But just for my well-being and just being healthy. This is the only reason
Right.
because you just feel yourself so much better when you do something in the gym, like
Right.
a longer period of time. You know.
So you like the feeling after the gym?
Yeah. Have you seen these people? They just it's funny actually. They just post themselves, let's say, on Instagram or something like that, smiling or uh, being super happy. You know, you can see on their faces.
Yeah.
And then if you don't go to the gym, you're looking like, what the heck is going on? Like, you
Yeah,
don't
like
get it. Like,
why?
why they are so happy?
Yeah.
Like, why
Right.
why they post? Like, what's going on? But if you try it for yourself and you do something, if you achieve something in your training, you know, and you really feel accomplished, you know. So then you
Yeah.
get it that why these people are so smiley and happy, you know. So if you don't go to the gym, I suggest you should at least try it.
Yeah, for sure. I also recommend everyone trying. And you don't have to just
Yeah.
go to the gym like uh straight up with the man I need to do, the schedule like very strict and just go all hard, try hard,
Oh,
right?
no.
Um,
Oh,
for me, for example, the way I stuck to the gym, it was just the goal was not even the goal was just very simple. It's go to the gym. That was it. And if I would just get there,
oh,
I would be
that's just yeah,
successful. I would be successful. And then because I was there,
I agree.
I would be like, I'm not gonna come back home. I might as well just do something since I'm here, right? So I would just do a little bit of something and then easier, like, every time I would just be bored and then I would just add something new until, it would become like a full schedule and something like that. So it would be something very progressive. And well, it worked out for me. So,
For me, the
but
same. It's just the way because as I said, I was not for performance kind of competition or something.
yeah,
It's just I started the same. Just didn't have anything in mind specifically. Didn't track myself like on the paper. Just writing how many sets of kilos I'm putting in. It's just you could feel it after a period of time. If you do correctly the exercises, that's the most important thing. You will just feel it. You will just see it even on your body.
yeah,
For
for
some
sure.
time. But yeah, I would say you don't have to because maybe it's just overwhelming for a new person going. They have to think about how to do the exercises, and then there is a diet, and maybe too much, to take in, and it's kind
Yeah,
of
exactly.
scary. You don't have to think about all of those. As you said, you just go in there, do some basic
Yeah,
exercises, look at the others also, maybe what they're doing, just watch some YouTube video with some simple training, and then just start from there, and just things will come in over a period of time. Some
yeah.
more
Uh,
advanced things. Yeah.
I agree. I agree. Just being there and just starting very very small. A lot of people, I would say, they put these amazing goals. Like they look up a scale, like a you know 30 days of
Mm.
something and they try do it and they get no results and
Yeah, I
then
know.
they stop, right?
I I thought, in my opinion at least, this is how it works for me. I cannot give advice for somebody else because I don't know them. So, but I would say that I really hate schedules or like really strict diets or something like that. It's just because it never worked for me.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be fun when you do it. You don't have to be like bothered by it so much, because then you can do it maybe, as you say, for like 30 days or something like that, and then something comes up, or maybe you just get bored of it or something, and you cannot follow one day or a meal that it was planned, and then slowly it just falls down, everything. So it just has to
Yeah,
be more like in a relaxed way. If it is if this is for your health, this is how it should be. But if it's for some specific type of training, if you're planning to build like a mass, do something with that, then of course, yeah, it's not easy, and you need this kind of crazy schedules and goals. But
to
yeah,
to
don't do
reach.
that for the start. That's for sure.
Yeah, for sure. So you said that you've tried some sort of diets and they haven't worked. What have you tried exactly?
I don't remember exactly the name. I don't think even that they had some specific name, but it was just a diet where it would be saying strictly the amount of calories I should take in, proteins, carbohydrates, and fats. And I was trying to measure every day how much I take of these nutrients.
Yeah,
So it worked for a while, but then it just got annoying,
too much.
boring. Just yeah, it just
Too much management,
doesn't
right?
suit me. Yeah, exactly. I don't get it. Like I get it. Yeah, I get that it's the way to achieve this training goals. Advanced ones. But then I'm not for that. So
Yeah. So
Yeah.
for you, it didn't work,
Uh,
but I can understand
no, no,
because
no.
I've also been there with calorie tracking and all that. And I also gave up on constantly every day counting my calories. But one thing I got out of it is that when you do this kind of tracking, you are actually learning kind of, visually,
Yeah.
just kind of see how much what it
Oh, yeah,
is,
I agree
right?
then.
So then if you do it for like a while, let's say 2 3 weeks, then you actually can stop and you can kind of do it almost the same, but it's not like perfectly exact, but it's still a lot better than just looking at food and having no idea like what is in
Oh, yeah,
in
yeah.
it, right?
That's the worst thing you can do for yourself, to not know what you're eating and kind of nutrients are in there. Yeah, as you said, you don't have to track every single protein and all that, but you should at least know what you are eating and roughly, as a simple rule, what works for me when I have a meal, I just have 50% of a protein source and
Yeah,
25% of some kind of fat source, and then the rest is carbohydrate.
right. So
So,
you're eating basically rather normal, nothing you know
uh, and when I have a meal, of course I just, as you said, by eye, kind of
yeah,
counting how much I should eat, and it kind of works. Of course, I don't have the greatest results in the gym, but I'm healthy at least, and that was my plan. So it worked for me.
well, that's great, because I can see your mindset is also good, that you believe you're healthy, so that actually helps a lot, knowing and
Yeah,
believing that you are healthy, and it's gonna help your mind and your body. It's like support for yourself, basically, and it's free,
exactly.
right? Well,
Yeah,
that's great.
yeah.
What about like, I'm just curious, have you tried something more extreme like vegan or carnivore diets or something like that?
I would say no, no. I not try vegan or something just because I like a lot of meat.
Mhm.
But then I cannot eat only meat as well. So I don't like any of these diets. I just like a balanced diet, as I said, that includes everything. Um, of course, not too much sugar, but in general, I don't like a diet that just restricts one part of our ingredients. Like let's say you should cut some kind of meat or meat in general more than you would like. Try to replace it with something. And I'm not interested in that. It's just I like to eat meat. I like to eat my veggies sometimes, or sometimes I don't know, some sweets, or you can have some chips or something that is considered unhealthy, once in a while. I think you should have that, but just in very, very small portions, than not just having them uh, at all. And then once after after some time, you will just give up and then kind of explode yourself into this uh, bag of unhealthiness.
Mhm. So basically,
Eat
you
everything.
like the freedom of eating,
Yeah, exactly.
whatever.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, not whatever, but
Yeah, but I mean, you can eat whatever,
uh,
but in limited quantities once in a while.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
I
well,
don't restrict myself from anything. If I want a burger with extra cheese or something, I get it. But then if I have that and I know what I had and what it contained, for the next meal, I'm not going to have another burger or a pizza or something. I'm going to have something more healthy.
yeah,
If
well,
you,
right.
if you
So if
do,
if you
that's
do
how it
the
works.
like the 80/20 principle, you would do 80% healthy and then a little bit of unhealthy occasionally. You would be fine with that?
Yeah, yeah, I would say something like that. Yeah, because 100% only healthy doesn't work for me. As I said, it's just over a longer period of time. It just happens that I give up, and I miss so much this 20% of unhealthiness, I'm just gonna replace all my healthy lifestyle
I
with
see.
unhealthy things for. So it just
Yeah.
then it kind of like then you have to start all over again. It's too much unbalanced, So I'll just rather have it 80-20% over a
Yeah.
longer period of time without this crazy changes,
Right. Interesting. I mean, I agree that sometimes we should also have unhealthy things. Um, but there are some things that I would say, we should never consume. And things that, for example, personally, I'm very against anything that has a lot of sugar in it, even
Yeah,
occasionally.
I'm totally against that as well. Sorry for interrupting you, but it's just it's triggering me because when I go to the supermarket, I'm trying to buy some biscuits or something, I just go in and I find out that I would say 80 to 90% of them just contain a lot of sugar, just a lot of sugar.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah, for sure.
crazy. You have to search for these products that they don't contain so
Yeah,
much
which
sugar.
is very hard to find something that doesn't have sugar. And it's not that it doesn't have the word sugar, right?
Yeah,
Because then if they don't have the word sugar, then they have 30 other,
exactly.
derivatives of sugar,
Yeah,
uh, which people don't know, right? They barely even know about sugar. So that's why it will be good to inform people about, the other types of sugar. There's so many types of sugar, and trash sweeteners and all that. It's crazy.
yeah, it's crazy. I know. It's just actually it's yeah, it's just crazy
S-
because it's super
Since
hard
I
to
came,
eat
since I
healthy.
came back to Romania, I had to relook at all the ingredients. I mean, all the products in the stores here, because
Mm-hmm.
they're not the same as in Denmark. Because in Denmark, I just did that research in like a week, and then I would just keep buying the same things. But in here, I had to find like equivalents, and I was looking for bacon, right?
Yeah.
And oh my God. So it took me so long to find bacon without sugar, right?
Oh my god.
And it's meat. Dude, it's meat. And all of them had sugar. And I finally found one just at one store. And it doesn't have sugar. It's not even like
Crazy.
ecological, because that doesn't even exist. Um, but that's crazy, right? Like put sugar in meat.
Yeah, to
It's
make it
crazy.
more crispy.
Yeah, making more horrible, right? Um, I would
Yeah,
be actually
sugar is.
curious to buy one of those and to just kind of compare like why, right? I mean, why? It's pretty obvious why they do it because people buy it, right?
Make it more
Otherwise they
tasty.
wouldn't do it.
Then you go in and buy it again because it's just tasty.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's in my opinion, is the desensitization of you know, the mouth
Mm.
because everything having sugar, it's like if it doesn't have sugar, then it doesn't taste good.
Oh yeah,
So
that's for sure.
so that's the thing, but that's where you can do like it would be like a mini dopamine detox in the sense of you don't have anything that is sweet whatsoever,
Mm.
and you have to do it for maybe like 2 3 weeks so that your body doesn't even know what sweet is anymore, to the point that when you eat, for example, a dark chocolate, I mean 100%, that one is sweet. Like for me, that one is sweet in my case right now. And I remember after I ate a banana, after months of nothing sweet, I could not even like take 3 bites of it because it was
Well,
crazy sweet. It was so sweet.
I know what you
Insane.
mean. I don't have this. I didn't arrive to this this end of things. To not be able to eat a banana because it seems so sweet. But for example, I don't drink soda. I didn't drink soda for a very long time. I just have very occasional small soda, like very very occasional, maybe once or twice per month, I would say. So
Yeah.
yeah, I know what you mean. If you give me now some Coca Cola, then I would just be like, what's going on?
Yeah.
What's like
Just
so
that
sweet?
word is
Yeah,
like yikes, right?
yeah.
There's one drink in there that I actually miss a lot. I did not find any equivalent here, and it's that one Noko. It's called.
Yeah, I know it.
If you, yeah, that was the only like soda slash drink that I would like besides water. I would just drink that, which would be very occasional.
Mhm.
Because NOCO, it even stands for no carbs company, so it didn't have any carbs, didn't have any. It did have sucralose though, which is not the best type of sugar, but not the worst either. So it's kind of like in the middle, right?
Yeah.
It was fine, like decent alternative to water, I would say. But yeah, everything else, especially even like the actual juices, oof,
Oh yeah, yeah.
just so much sugar.
Sometimes I'm looking when I'm in the supermarket. Maybe I should get some orange juice, But when I look
Yeah.
inside how much sugar it is, it's just I don't get it anymore. It's just okay, fine.
The thing is, the problem is there's the sugar is at the ingredients because fruits they naturally have fructose,
I know, yeah, but
which that will be fine.
they also
But
add sugar.
that's the thing, they even add sugar, right? So that's crazy.
Yeah, just to not be on the wrong side here. The sugar from fruits is it's quite okay. So yeah,
I
that,
mean, sugar from fruits in the end is still sugar. Um,
yeah, but I mean, if you eat in small portions, then it's healthy. Then it's okay. It's the other type of sugar that is not so bad as the raffinated uh,
Yeah,
from products.
if you have an alternative between to make homemade a apple juice versus buying a soda, yeah,
Oh yeah,
100%, right?
yeah,
So if we look at from that perspective, yeah, I agree. Um, but in the end, you know, chemically, sugar is like still sugar. But I
mm,
agree in limited quantities, that's fine. It's not
yeah.
like a
I
huge
mean,
problem.
that's how I eat. So not staying away from sugar entirely. I can have some once in a while, and if I really need sugar, I prefer to get a banana.
Yeah, yeah, that sounds pretty fine.
Some
Um,
grapes or something.
yeah. I don't even remember last time I ate like candy myself, to be honest. I do eat, for example, chocolate every day, but it's 90% and
Yeah,
it's
the dark
20 grams. Like the two squares, because that's like 20 grams, and that has about, well, depending on the chocolate, about 3, 4 grams of carbs. And it's to my taste buds right now, it's very sweet, and it's like 90%, right? And
one.
you give it to someone that um, they regularly eat a lot of sweets. For them, it's like, what is this? Like, it's horrible, right? It's not sweet at all,
No, it's
and that's
just
when you can tell the difference.
just your taste buds or how they call. Just get used
Yeah,
to the sugar, and your body in general gets it's addictive. What
yeah. I
say
mean,
what
it's a drug, right? It's the
right?
same pattern as cocaine and whatever.
Yeah. And
Your body gets adapted.
yeah, we're not here to try to explain how bad is sugar. There is maybe thousands and thousands of person documentaries you can watch out there. From
Yeah,
specialized people to show you how bad it could be for your body. Um, what I wanted to say about it is that um, you should be careful what kind of sugar you do because there is many types of sugars, and if you really want to restrict the amount of sugar you take in, just try to replace some kind of I don't know, sweets or yogurts with a lot of sugar with just raw fruit, banana, an apple, or some strawberries. But then you have to be careful again because you can eat like I don't know a lot of strawberries, like 500 grams because you can do that. It's just one
yeah,
pack
yeah.
of
It's
that.
easy.
You should not do that, because that's not good as well. You should eat maybe maximum 100 grams, I would say maximum. But it's for many people it's hard because when you put them like less than 100 grams to eat, they
Yeah,
cannot stop.
Especially if you're snacking, watching something, you don't even
Yeah,
realize what you're doing, right? Happens. That's how they catch you, right? Uh, you know, that's why a lot of people, are snacking in the offices and all that, and they don't even realize, and they're like, "What? The bag is gone? Damn, I need another one." Oh, jeez.
it's crazy. I don't have right now the example of some products that they have a lot of sugar, but I remember many times when I was watching in the supermarket, I wanted to buy something that you would think it doesn't have so much sugar. It shouldn't have, like you said, the bacon. I mean, it should be
Yeah,
meat. It shouldn't have sugar. But then
exactly.
when I
Yes.
look more, I see that it has crazy amount of sugar. I'm like, whoa, what the heck is going
Yeah.
on? Like I'm not gonna buy that.
Yeah,
So
for
you should
sure.
really, for each product, you would just, let's say you're buying some tomato sauce to make your pasta, and you have like three types of products, three different providers on the shelf there. Just
Yeah.
look at just look at those three products and check how much sugar they have each one of them, and try to choose the one that has a little bit less.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
a
I
rule that
agree with
works
that.
for me.
100%. Yeah. That's
Because
what I
some they have
tried with mustard. Uh, Again, I was looking for
mustard has a
mustard
lot.
here, and in Romania, compared to Denmark, there's so much variety. There's like tens
I
of
know. Yeah.
20, right, of something. In Denmark, there's like three things. And you don't have many choices, but you can still find good stuff. But in Romania, dude, it took me 10 minutes to look at all of them, and all of them had sugar, 20 something types of mustard, until I found one of them that did not have any sugar. And then when I brought it home and my parents tasted it, they were like, "Wow, this is like the old times, right? This actually tastes like mustard." And I'm like, "Yeah, it doesn't have sugar. Yeah, go figure." But that was crazy. Same with the bacon and mustard. So far, two of the you might think, why would you wouldn't even question it, right? Why would you
Yeah,
put
exactly.
sugar in these two products? It kind of, right? It's not as sweet. Yeah, but unless you check, you wouldn't know. And I agree. That's a very strategy anyone can apply. You just have to go in the store. You have multiple options. Uh, just choose the one that has least amount of sugar. That is a very easy and basic thing you can do. Anyone can do that, really.
It would help you in the end. Maybe you think that is just kind of weird, boring, or whatever. Or it's not really like that. Over a longer period of time, you will see that it's gonna benefit you. That's for sure.
Yeah, for sure. In the long run, I mean,
Yeah,
if you would add up, how much sugar you could be consuming less per day, and then you multiply by, a week and then a month, it's probably in a year, it's a few kilos of sugar less, which it's
exactly.
it's a lot.
But you
It's a
didn't
lot.
even know that you were safe.
Yeah, yeah. Even if you think about just like, let me just check. I'm actually curious. Like a Snickers, right? Like a bar of Snickers.
So that
Snickers nutrition.
shouldn't eat just as a snack. It should be that you are like not trekking or something. You need those need that
Okay.
sugar rush, that energy. But just to eat as a
So
snack, that's not a good idea.
a bar, but people would say, let's eat a bar of Snickers a week, right? So that's 24 grams, 52 weeks. That's 1.2 kilograms of sugar with one Snickers a week,
Weekend,
right?
then
For 1 year. Like that's crazy, right? And that's just the sugar, not, you know, but that's
yeah,
pretty much like the most of it is just that. And people just do it once a day, right? So that's, imagine that. That is 8.7 kilos of sugar per year, just because, it's just one Snicker, bro. It's not much. It's not too much,
exactly. Mm,
right? But it adds up, right? And
that's
then
up.
if you do that for years in a row, wow, that's crazy.
Exactly. So be
Yeah.
careful out there with the sugar. And then what else we have from the ingredients in the products that are kind of harmful? I forgot. Have sugars, and then maybe too much fat. Yeah, you should be careful with that. And there is uh, different types of fats or that are not so good, you know. So
Well, with fats, I would have to disagree because I personally eat 80% fats, and I've been doing it for months, and well, I'm feeling the best of my life, and
if
yeah,
you eat the good fats, but there is also a lot of really bad fats from products. Good
yeah,
source of fat is bacon, as you say, but
yeah, the
eggs,
least, you know, fats, natural. So like from
yeah,
the
exactly.
fish and that kind of stuff from the chicken and like the
Nuts,
skin and
yeah,
all that. That's perfectly fine. But a lot of other things have a lot of fats. Like cheese has a lot of fats, which is
mm,
cheese is great if you like it. I personally love it. Um, and there's so many things. But the thing with fats is the nice part of it is that 1 gram has 9 calories compared to the other two, protein and carbs, you have just 4 calories. So
mm,
if you think about it, if you eat more fats, you actually eat less volume of food physically.
yeah, yeah.
So you can have the same energy level and just feel less full because there's less physical food. So you also finish faster, and there's many benefits actually to. But
I
it's
didn't say
it's
that
not
you
just
should
that.
cut the fats. You should just be careful what
Yeah, yeah,
kind of fats.
yeah. Of course, I agree.
Some people eat almost no carbohydrates at all and just replace them with fat. Uh, that's good actually.
Yeah, that's basically what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But not like at all, because I don't track them anymore. So they say, I mean, to be in a good ketosis state, you would have less than 20 grams optimally. But I don't even track that because my body is so adapted to being in the state of ketosis that it doesn't matter. It could be a little bit more or less. It's like kind of the natural way the body goes to consume fuel. So um, it's fine. I can be more flexible, but as a beginner, I would highly recommend that you be more strict in the beginning, because otherwise it's not gonna. It's gonna take a while. The body has to adapt. It's like changing the
Yeah.
fuel of a car. You know, it's not gonna work very fast.
I have tried this keto. It's called keto, right?
Keto, yeah. Have you tried it?
Yeah, with mostly fats instead of carbs. It just, I don't know, it just doesn't work for me. As I said, all this kind of diets, they just don't work for me. The best what works for me is just to have 25% carbs, as I said in the beginning, and
Yeah.
the rest, 50% and 25%.
Well,
Just,
that's the thing. It's not about what's best or whatever. It's about what's best like for you that would work
exactly.
for a long period of time. So like
You
the
brought,
point is to be long term.
brought a really important point because, once we look for some sort of diet or something like that to follow, uh, most of the people they look online, and then they see something, but it's not adjusted to their body,
Yeah.
and it's just this is how it works, as you said. For many people, for me, for example, it could happen that the type of diet doesn't work, even though we have maybe even the same weight and the same pace or the same
Yeah.
exercises and weight. It could just happen that it just doesn't work for me. That's how it works with diets. You should always try to discover what works for you. Don't take for granted what just because you say that it's the best diet or something that is gonna work for you. No, it's not. It's not like that. So you should try what works for me. And I have discovered that what works the best for me is that I have a little bit of everything to restrict,
Yeah. I mean,
and that's
that's if that works
uh,
for you, comparing to, what you could be doing, such as, eating just candy and doing no exercise and all that, right? Because there is always someone in a far worse position than you are right now. You know, and
yeah. It depends
well,
on your goal, of course, as well. So and what is your
yeah.
body structure at the moment. So
Yeah, yeah, I agree that what works for me wouldn't work for you, because it's even as you said, if we are even the same height, even if we are twins or whatever, right? It could still not be the same thing because we didn't. It's not necessarily about your BMI and all that. It's more about like how are you sleeping and everything else. There's so many variables, right?
Yeah.
That a lot of people tend to overlook.
So you should definitely try different things and find out what works for you.
Yeah, I would be curious actually to try, not now because I don't have time for that, but I would like to try for a while, maybe a month or two,
Mm.
experiments such as try just carnivore diet to see, what how my body reacts. Maybe that's the best thing ever, and I don't know, right? And like to go vegan, maybe again that's the best thing for my body, and I don't know unless I try. But I would say a very important thing is to go to in a mindset of I'm gonna try this and I'll think it works, right? And I'll try to like it. Because, for example, in keto, a lot of people, they think, oh, I have to eat 80% fats. That's like disgusting. But that's because they don't know actually how many awesome foods, and they're very tasty, that have a lot of fat that they like anyway. It's just that there's no knowledge in terms of, what food has what, stuff in it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so I would say if people would be more careful with just reading that label, right, and just kind of wondering like, what's a carbohydrate? What's this fat mean? What is this ingredient mean? I think the world would be a much better place if people would start questioning
Maybe
that.
maybe in the future they gonna make some kind of a law that should say uh, impose maybe these companies to make it more explicit for people to understand what's written there. Because if you look on some of the products, it's just all these crazy names you don't even have an idea.
Yeah, like
They're like,
let me. I remember this so clear. It was I looked once on a bag of chips. But let's just say any bag of chips. What's like a Kim's chips nutrition? I remember looking on a label, and there was 8 rows of ingredients.
yeah,
Looking for chips, 8 rows, right? 8 rows.
yeah.
I
I
just,
actually, as a rule, I forgot about this. The less ingredients it has written on the product, the healthier it is actually.
yeah, yeah. Generally, of course. Um, well, I cannot find exactly a picture, but geez, same with olives. I remember actually, there were many expensive brands, and
Yeah,
they would have like 7, 10 ingredients, and they wouldn't be like seasonings, right? Because that's fine if you just put seasonings, but just like these weird words that the average person would not understand. And then I look at the cheap brands, and there was one that was basically the cheapest, and it only had olives, water, and salt. That was it, and that was the best product. The value was crazy, the taste was good.
yes, it's
It
not
was crazy.
doesn't mean that if it's an expensive product, yeah, it doesn't mean that it's the best. That's for sure. That's actually a trap, big trap.
Of course, yeah. I mean, it works. They wouldn't do it otherwise. So that's why it would be much better if we would read the labels a little bit more. And if we, it's like, you read a text and you don't know a word, right? And then you kind of Google it and figure out what it is. So, just in general terms.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Shouldn't go crazy and try to understand all the ingredients and uh, you know, uh, look for each product. Maybe it's gonna take you 1 hour in the shop. It's maybe you don't have time to spend, but at least the basic ones you should understand.
yeah, actually, what is very nice in Denmark that I haven't found in Romania, and it's great. For example, websites like so Bilka and no, actually Denmark has like this database of a lot of groceries, and they share the nutritional tables.
Mm.
And then people can pull up like Fertex and Bilka. Well, it's the same company. they can pull from the API, and they can show that data somewhere. And I think also that company Nemlig, that one also does the same thing. I use their website a lot, never to order, but I was just checking, doing, instead of staying in the shop and then looking at everything and then wasting so much time, you just go on these websites and you just see all the data, and then you can, choose like that. But that doesn't happen in Romania. So
Yeah, it's. I would say
unfortunately.
it's hard. Yeah, I know that a lot of products there actually don't follow even the rules. There is some rules that you should follow as a producer of some sort of product, and I have seen that some of them they don't even follow those rules. So
In Romania.
yeah, and they hide what they put, let's say, in some kind of sausages or some of the products. They don't even write what they put inside. So that's a that's a bummer.
Yeah, that's one of the reason why when I buy eggs,
Mm.
I buy the biological ones, but I never buy like the same brand, because maybe one brand is like trash, but at least I have more variety. So there's a chance that I get trash often, but not 100% trash, right? So just to have a little bit of variety is it's always good. Not just buying always the exact same brand, right?
Yeah,
Maybe the same product, because unless you know the owner and or the story of the brand and you actually really trust them. For example, I trust Denmark a lot more. With they have that red label,
yeah,
the Eco one.
it
I
works.
would trust that one a lot more than if like Romania would have one,
Oh, yeah,
because
okay, I would just take it there. No,
yeah, actually they don't have one. They just use the European Union one, the green one. So they actually don't have their own. But in Denmark, you can check on their websites. You can see exactly the process that they go through labeling the eggs, and they're like very, very strict with eggs to give the red label
yeah,
to these companies. So you can always be sure that if you buy eggs that are, Urco with red label, you can be sure that that's good. Uh, I mean,
yeah,
I would just trust Denmark, to be honest.
yeah,
Um,
sure.
they have a good reputation, and they just seem to care about the population and all that.
Mhm. That's for sure. But I was just thinking from another perspective. Um, Maybe if you tell all this to somebody that is not used to do all this checking for ingredients for products, if it's be trusted or not, it just I would just try to put myself in the shoes of this person. I would be like, what's going on? Like, why should I hear about all that? I kind of they don't care so much about it. I think
Yeah,
if we should be working on something, or not ourselves, just in general, if somebody should be working on something, it should be uh, more on the awareness of this issue that uh, many people they just don't care about what they eat. Even if they actually know that it's just bad or something, they just still do it. I was just always wondering why. Like I've seen some unhealthy people, and they were just continuing doing that. Eating the most unhealthy things. It's just I don't think they don't care so much about themselves. It's just I think the problem is that they don't understand that it could be a really big problem for yourself in the future. They kind of underestimate the issues related to this kind of unhealthy eating.
yeah, I agree, and I think that's a very good point, because I'll show you right now in here. That's one of the things. If you can, I'm pretty sure you can see this, and you can see here the problem that I wrote, that people are drifting towards an unhealthy lifestyle, unaware of the value and long-term benefits of a healthy lifestyle. So it's basically exactly what you just said, and this is one of the things that like the point of this podcast and the talk show actually, and the videos that I am planning to do, is to spread awareness, because that's how it starts, right? Like you cannot teach a person about, they won't even care about all of this health stuff unless they are actually aware of the importance of the lifestyle, and in the future and all that. So that's one of my goals, is to make, first of all, people aware of the, like, the benefits of this, like, of the lifestyle, because uh of course they wouldn't understand, because as you said previously with the gym, right? Like people don't understand why, like, you smile after the gym and why you feel so good, because they never tried, so they don't know. It's the same, I can tell you, because I've been eating pizza, the cheapest one from budget, right? I remember like 5 years ago I was eating like that garbage, uh
Yeah.
and whenever I compared how I was feeling overall and my output performance,
Mhm.
and compared to how it works when I'm on keto and all that, it's just a massive, massive difference. But that's the thing. How can you explain to a person something that they don't even know?
Yeah, and
That's the
it's
thing.
even a bigger problem if you think about the fact that when you are young, you can actually consume a lot of these fresh products and don't feel on your, say, energy level or on yourself somehow the
Yeah,
side effects, the bad effects. And it's actually even worse, because it's like you're putting something bad into you, but it doesn't have any cause right now,
yeah, of course,
come
100%.
much later in the future. So,
That's the another kind of a skill that, well, some people naturally have it and some people just don't have it at all, you know to see more than right now, more than instant gratification, to see like
no,
10 years in the future, right? That's like, why bother? Because it's just like, why bother? We're living now, we're living today.
it's too much
uh
to take in. It's like we have all sort of problems, and then there is this
yeah.
new thing
Oh yeah.
in this.
And one of the reasons why I think people just don't care about, they don't give attention to health that much, is because, well, the way society is designed, uh, they make you busy with other stuff that's actually not as important, such as like what reputation you have at your job, or what someone else is talking about you, or this kind of irrelevant things that they it's made in a way such as that's kind of the problems of life, is like, who you're gonna marry, and when you're gonna have kids, and what job do you have. But like nobody's talking about like how health, how important it is. So that seems to be pushed a lot back. So I think that's why
I
people
kind
just
of I
are
agree
busy.
that not a lot of people talk about health in general.
No.
Not
Or
push.
if they do, it's very sadly, it's very shallow. It's just, you know, like, and yeah, it's but that's the point. The more, you know, because I was thinking, which was pretty stupid of me to think of this, because I was thinking like, why start a anything about health, right? There's like so many out there,
Yeah,
but then I was thinking, but there's so many more that don't talk about health, right? So if
there is
anything, I would
much more people that don't know about.
exactly.
So
So I would just help, spread awareness more, and just keep yelling the same things at the wall until, well, it's just gonna catch at some point. If people are still gonna come back to the stream, or just, maybe they never come back, but it's fine if someone today just remembered that sugar is trash, and then they do a small change in their life, that is awesome. I
yeah,
think
of
that
course,
that's amazing.
I agree with that. It's
I
super
think that's
nice.
awesome, right? So that's the idea, to spread awareness, and then to give some steps, uh, and that's why we have these interviews, to see like how other people are, uh, how they approach, and what their opinion is, and
And
it's just a discussion.
because maybe my approach to some of the things related to this issue, maybe somebody who is watching, they find themselves that, oh, maybe this will work for me. I kind of find
Yeah,
myself into
Exactly.
this life, you know.
Exactly.
So
Because there's no new problem that anyone can possibly have with the existence of internet, right?
yeah.
There's no way you have a problem that someone else didn't have and they posted somewhere and there's a solution for it.
Yeah.
Uh,
As
yeah,
I said before, I arrived to something that suits me as a, let's say, diet and training. I had to try many different styles. You know,
yeah,
so the more guests you will have, the more opinions about these topics you will have. So the
yeah,
more
for sure.
choices your viewers will have. You know,
Yeah.
it's in my
Uh,
opinion, it's great. Yeah,
I think um, again, the first step is to become aware. So that would be the first, the main point. The step one basically, be aware of like why bother, right? Why is this important? Why is this guy keeps saying that we should care about health? Like we have other issues like I don't have a girlfriend. Let's say someone would say, I don't have a relationship. Why would I care about health? Well, that's the thing. If you would care about health, uh, then there's so many reasons why you would be more attractive to
yeah,
like someone else.
that's true.
But that's the thing that if you fix health, that's what most people don't see is that the benefits in so many areas. Just
Yeah,
like it's crazy.
it's actually
Um,
true.
yeah. So they could, if someone says, oh, I don't care because I need a relationship, I would say, well, you might want to care because that's gonna help you a lot,
Mm.
right?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Um, yes. What else? So we talked about a little bit about nutrition, sleep. Um, what do you think about water? Because I'm a bit thirsty.
Yeah, maybe actually have a sip of
Yeah.
water. Water. It's of course it's really important. You people hear it everywhere, right? Even now here. It's just
Yeah.
that actually I have a problem with water that I
Uh-huh.
don't drink enough. You know,
Oh, so how do you know you don't
just
drink enough?
just because I'm never thirsty for some reason. No, so it's like uh, it's a problem because I can have like a long stretches of time without drinking water. You know, and then it's not good. You know,
Well,
but
I would say if you're not thirsty, then you would be listening to your body, right?
yeah, maybe, but maybe not. And I'm sure that some people they just I know some, for example, some friends they don't eat salt or something to be so thirsty, but they just thirsty all the time. They just drink so much water, And I'm like on the other extreme, I'm just never thirsty. Like I can just stay without water for an entire day, 2 days even. I can't forget about it. So it's just more
That's
like
interesting.
yeah, yeah. So it's just many of the times I'm trying to make it like a routine. Try
Uh-huh.
to drink water.
What if, um, like, have you tried just having water all the time, just near you, so that you just take like a small sip, every whatever, whenever you
Yeah,
see it?
this is what I did right now, as you
Yeah,
have
yeah,
seen.
I saw. So I thought maybe it's something you implemented recently because for
It's
me the
actually I'm thinking
strategy
about
just
it every
works.
it's every day I'm having this thought and trying to control it because I know I have an issue and if I don't control it then I just don't drink. But otherwise I don't have anything any, any other problem related to water. I know some people, for example, they just don't like to drink water. They need to drink some soda, juice, beer, whatever, right? They
Yeah.
just they cannot stand water. They need to drink something more interesting.
Well, it's probably just the sugar addiction. It's that
Maybe.
need to have that sugar. Because if you don't drink water, then what are the options? And most likely the options have sugar in them. So they're actually, it's not that they don't like water, it's that they just need sugar. Because if you put sugar in their water, it's probably fine, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, that's true. If you
So
think it,
I guess that's the problem,
but I don't
which
have.
is
I can just easily have like a barbecue or a steak or something. I don't need to, or pasta. Don't need to have a
yeah,
beer with it or a glass of wine. I can just have water. Fine.
yeah. I think that's great. Like water is very underrated.
Yeah.
Crazy, right? A lot of people take it for granted, but that's because they don't know that there's, millions of people who don't actually have clean water and all that. Um, and then we are so privileged to have clean water, like even the one from the tap. But I highly recommend just buying a filter. It's very cheap. It's like 20 euros from Amazon or something.
Mhm.
Uh, and then just filter your water because it does a difference. Um, and it's very cheap. It's a good investment. So yeah, and we that we have this water, just the accessibility is huge, and then we refuse to drink it because, well, it doesn't have sugar. That's kind of, it just shows the lack of awareness um, of some people, and
Right,
that's
actually. Some people they don't drink water at all. Like maybe for an entire week they can just drink soda, juice, and all. But
I've been there actually. I remember, but that was a very long time ago. I was in maybe the 10th grade or something. So I was still living with my parents.
yeah,
And I remember very clearly because they were, it's again, it's about the awareness. It's not like they didn't care. So I would just want to drink Pepsi, and I remember I think it was like a week for sure that I only drank just Pepsi, like nothing else. The only liquids I would have would be Pepsi. And I remember I started feeling sick, and I did some of those lab tests, and my my sugar, it was crazy high, right? It was insane. Um, but that was I wasn't I didn't know anything about nutrition. I didn't care. It was that if I could talk to myself now, 10 years ago,
mm,
well, then I could definitely help myself. But you see, like this message is for those people that were where I was a while ago
yeah,
when I didn't care. Like, why bother? It tastes good. It's Pepsi, right? Like, what are you talking about? Your health? I don't care, right? It tastes good. But yeah, maybe people learn after they experience
I guess
one of these. You know,
hit your head first, right?
Yeah, but it could lead into very serious. I mean, it's very predictable actually, diabetes and all that,
Yeah,
overweight,
a lot of
and
obesity problems for kids and diabetes and all that, especially in America.
yeah, yeah, that's pretty yikes. But they're conditioned, because at every corner you have a fast food, and nobody taught you how to cook, so you just do what you did. It's like a habit, you know. It's I think living in a smaller town is actually healthier for you in a sense.
Do you think that, actually, I don't remember, you would have any nutritional lessons, for example, in primary school or something like that?
Never. I cannot recall anything ever talking about
I
nutrition.
don't remember about this. I'm just thinking now it would make much more sense to teach people about this, like especially kids, not in kindergarten, but starting from primary school, from the first classes.
Yeah.
This is when you form as an individual, more or less. Um, it would make so much more sense to teach something like this about life and then just some
I
cure.
mean,
Uh,
they do though. They just teach them the wrong things. I mean, the wrong things. The things that are not actually going to make them healthier, any healthier. It's that thing with you have to have breakfast every day, and you need cereal, and you need to eat bread, and all these things that
but when you
you
go
need
to
to
buy
eat.
cereal, it's like,
Huh?
yeah, you can eat cereal, it's fine. But when you go to buy cereal, 7 out of products that just contain so much sugar. you know,
Yeah,
like
yeah, that's the thing. And kids love sugar. Like, if you look on YouTube, I've seen there are some videos of babies tasting sugar for the first time.
mm,
And boy, if you look at their reactions, it's like, it's like someone trying cocaine for the first time. It's, eyes huge, and they just want more. They're like, that's their entire focus. It's like, what is this crazy sensation, right?
mm,
But then from the parents' perspective, it's like, oh, look at him, he's so cute, he likes it. The poison, right?
uh,
It's so sad because the parent doesn't know any better.
crazy. Yeah. I remember I had
Yeah.
also once this sugar rush, uh, maybe 3 years ago, 4 years ago. I had once. I was just was in one of the moments when I didn't care so much about my nutrition for, let's say, 2 3 months. I remember, um, and I was drinking soda again. And I
Yeah.
remember one day um, I was just chilling, having nothing important to do, but I just couldn't concentrate at all on what I was doing there because I just felt like I need to drink a bottle of Coca-Cola. I just couldn't. I had to go and buy this big bottle of Coca-Cola and just drank it all.
Damn.
And then I
Well,
remember I felt so bad after it, and I said, "I'm not gonna
never again.
just
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you see, you learn from experiencing, right?
in
But
those kids. Of course, they cannot have any sort of control. If
yeah,
adults cannot sometimes do that."
yeah, yeah, it happens. Um, do you have anything else that you would like to say, like about health?
Well, uh, health is an intriguing topic and can be seen from many sides. And as I said, it depends so much on where you are right now in your life with your health and what is your goal.
Yeah,
But I would say, no matter what, you should start living healthy and start from somewhere small. Try with these small actions. It doesn't have to be something so strict because this is my from my learnings. When I tried something strict, especially in the beginning of my journey, it just sort of ruined the whole thing.
yeah,
And if I started small and just the basics, and as I said, maybe just don't pick the product with a lot of sugar and just try to pick the one that has less. This small thing, if you do it, you're just gonna uh, become better at it over time. So uh, no matter if it's your training or sleeping schedule or whatever sort of issue related to health should eliminate or improve, just try with very, very small steps always, super small.
so
And
small
just
steps,
be,
and then we add more. Yeah, I
yeah, you
100%
just,
agree.
and just make it some sort of routine for a while. I know routine is just sucks, for many of us. We don't like
Yeah,
that. But it's gonna just become like another. After some time, it's not gonna be a routine. You're gonna feel the benefits on yourself, and it's just gonna become a norm for you. So, and then from this point, you can improve and take bigger decisions and try to do bigger steps. Once you make these small steps, not a routine anymore and just a norm for you, then you know that you achieved something and you can move on to these bigger steps. That's all I have to say about it. If somebody listens and wants to improve their health, yeah.
yeah, 100%. So small steps until we get some results. Maybe we get bored, and then we just add on, because that's the thing. Um, it's about getting healthier, right? Because you cannot get like 100% healthy, because we don't even know what that means. So if we focus to just get, you know, a little bit healthier every day or every week or whatever, that's what matters. Because in 20 years, it's going to add up. And in 20 years, you would maybe see yourself as a completely different person,
Yeah,
just because of the test steps.
thank yourself much later on. That's for sure. So just think a little bit more in the future.
Yeah. Well, that's that's very good. I think we will end it in a few minutes.
Sure.
But yeah, that was great. We talked about nutrition, sleep, a little bit about mindset.
Yeah.
Uh, and I really like that we talked about sugar and awareness. That point that you made with why that question, I think it was great because it's actually exactly as my question is like, why don't people care, right? It's a very interesting question.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
and if we can figure out how to make people more aware, then they will start caring. And then, they don't have to watch me for, how to get healthier. The point is, if they just get the idea that it matters, that's great because they can go to someone else and then get healthier and live a better life because there's so much content out there. It's about everything. So that's what matters,
Yes.
right? Well, thank you so much actually
Thank you
for
for
coming.
me.
And it was a pleasure um, talking with you about nutrition. And I hope to see you again, maybe in a year or two. Who knows?
Yeah.
I'm very curious where both of us are gonna be.
Yes. Thank you once again, and I wish you good luck for
Thank you.
your channel in the future, and we'll see what we can do in 1 year. Until then,
Yeah, yeah, something like that. Just as we said, small progress,
yeah,
a
exactly.
step at a time, right? And we have to be, to believe that we can and that we're healthy. And I really like that you believe that you're healthy. I think that's helping a lot.
Yeah, because you just feel it on yourself. You don't know your
Yeah,
performance, for example, how much you can, let's say, I don't know, do some sort of effort for like, how do you do it? For how long can you keep it? And you can see it maybe on your skin, on your face, on your well-being. In so many ways you can see. So you know when you're healthy.
right. We can measure objectively, you know, a healthy person versus an unhealthy person, like regardless of, the looks. Because maybe two people look very good, right, physically, but then their performance in their,
And
you
then
know,
inside the body, all these organs, of course, they have healthy.
yeah, yeah, I agree, 100%. It's about what we don't see, right? Because it comes from the inside out
Yeah, yeah.
a lot. Well, okay. Thank you again for coming. I really appreciate it. And until next time, I hope you're gonna do great.
Stay healthy. Until next time.
You too.
Bye
See
bye.
ya. Ooh, all right, guys. That was freaking awesome. Our second guest. I need to fix my camera. Bam. And where is this boy? Nope. The other way around. Okay, awesome. So that was great. I'm very grateful for our second guest. I hope the people who listen to this got a little bit out of it, maybe a little bit more awareness, uh, more, what was it? Food for thought, right? Something like that. Um, yeah. And until next time, which is going to be Monday, um, I'll see you next time. I'll see if I'll find another guest until next time, or if well, whatever is gonna happen, because I have some plans. Um, so I'll see. And Senpai Teach, thank you for the follow. It was a while ago, and for your messages I didn't see. I hope you people are gonna stick around, and see you next time.